Welcome to another edition of Entrepreneurial Arabia, where we sit down with incredible entrepreneurs, female-led entrepreneurs, and we chat with them on their journey and what's led them to be where they are today. My guest today is Ada Panday, and she is the co-founder of a jewelry brand, Kiara Jewellery. Ada, the pieces, that was the first thing that I noticed when you walked in. Incredibly beautiful, bold pieces, but classically beautiful.
Oh, thank
you. They
you.
are absolutely stunning. I love this particular, it's like a mattish gold, the ring, the gold one that's on your finger.
Oh, yes.
It's stunning, and the design, it's something super unique. Tell me, let's get into it. Tell me a little bit about yourself and about Kiara.
Okay, so my name is Ada. I'm one of the co-founders of Kiara Jewellery. I started this business with my mum, Sonal. We're a 3-year-old brand. I come from a family of entrepreneurs, and me and my mother, actually, I used to buy jewellery from all the fancy stores in the Mall of the Emirates and Dubai Mall, and she'd be like, be sensible with your investments, buy gold. Right. And I'd buy a Van Cleef bracelet and be like, look, Mama, I bought
we've all
gold.
been there, we've all done that, right.
But I think that was me being young and vicarious with my investments. And when we started our jewellery brand, it was all about wearing jewelry, which is you can move with your assets whenever you're traveling and you want to feel secure that, if I run out of money, I have asset in hand.
Yes.
Quick ones, right?
Right.
And
because, Lord forbid, you go into hospital or you get sick or you need money urgently, you can't wait for your house to get sold. You've got to have access to cash straight away.
Yes. So I don't believe that people should have any dire situations like that.
Yes.
But most of my jewelry, whatever my mother has gifted me throughout the years, I barely wore them. And then there were designs which I didn't like or I felt outdated. And then I'd go to all these jewelers in Goldsuk who'd buy it from us, and I could upgrade my design. And I was like, wow, why don't we start this and make it a bit more modernized, a bit more younger, modernized designs, having the respect and homage of our Indian ethnicity in our designs, but also giving an homage to Dubai and UAE and the future, which UAE represents in their design strategy as well. So that's how we started Kiara.
Right.
We were very gold-based. Now we have expanded into all forms of jewelry, from diamonds to lab-grown to polki, everything to gemstones. So, yeah.
Why Dubai? We'll go all the way back. Why did you choose Dubai?
So, I was studying in Oxford, and I would do up-down between... my parents used to live in Singapore, so it was just more convenient to meet in Dubai. And then in 2020, we decided to move here because it was super central for me to commute between England and Dubai, and for the family to move here. My childhood has been all around the world mostly, and the only 2 places I felt at home is probably London and then now Dubai. Because like London, everyone is not from Dubai mostly.
Yes.
Okay, they're mostly expatriates. So everyone has a connection of, when did you move to this country?
Right.
How was it
Conversation starters.
Right?
Yeah.
And it's a bonding process.
Yes, absolutely.
Like how you were telling me on when you moved to Dubai.
Yes.
So everyone has that bonding point, and everyone here is super supportive.
Yes.
As a woman in England, I would always feel very apprehensive to wear my diamond earrings and my fancy watches and walk around at night. Here I can do all of those things.
Absolutely.
So as a woman, I feel very safe here. As a woman, I feel very supported here. And people are just kind and supportive and nurturing.
They are indeed. So it's been 3 years since the inception of the very first store that you guys opened up. Did you guys start with one, and you've then subsequently added?
Yes.
Okay.
So we started with a tiny store in Meena Bazaar in Al Fahidi Street.
Right.
And now we have 4 in Meena Bazaar.
Wow.
In total, now we have 7 stores all across Dubai. Now we're trying to expand to Abu Dhabi. So that's amazing and very exciting.
And how does that make you feel?
It just makes me feel very grateful to Almighty. God has been kind. We've been keeping our heads down and working and enjoying and expanding.
And your mum, I mean, take us through, like, she's obviously been part of this entire journey with you.
Absolutely, very integral.
And mums are amazing. I think they're literally the backbone of everything. My mum's traveling for the last few weeks, and I needed to share something with her, and I called her now on the way, and the network kept cutting off, and I'm like, how dare you do that? Like, I need to share it with you.
Of course.
How has that managed your relationship with your mum since starting a business together? How do you feel that has molded you or your business in where you are today?
So my mum has always been my biggest champion, from encouraging me to pursue medicine, becoming a doctor.
Right, and we need to still share that. You come from a background, you're a qualified doctor.
Yes.
Right.
From India.
From India.
So this is not my first venture with my mother. We set up a pharmacy business in India.
Right.
Which is still running.
Right.
We have aesthetic clinics in India, which is still running. So my mother's been my first boss and business partner from the start. And I think both of us as mother and daughter have gone through the journey of being entrepreneurs and figuring out business together.
Right. And do you find that your relationship has strengthened with her?
Oh, absolutely.
Because running a business isn't easy. It's not easy. Do you find you clash a lot in terms of the key decision making in the business?
So I don't say we have any differences in that sort. We may have creative differences, and both of us are very opinionated women.
Right.
So I think the best way to come across any bottlenecks, what I like to call, is have voting systems.
Okay.
And have points.
Right.
To say, okay, these are your points, this is why you feel it's viable, these are my points, this is what I feel is viable.
Right.
And honestly, I think because like mama, like daughter, so we
Apple doesn't fall far from the tree.
Exactly.
No.
So we barely have differences. My mother's been a very supportive and nurturing mum. She's a force of nature. She was one of those mums who would go and fight for the baby for, the teacher deducted 5 marks. Let me go and understand what's the issue there.
Wonderful. You mentioned you obviously going and purchasing pieces from Van Cleef, so Tiffany, and we've all been there, and
Absolutely.
we've all done that, and we've all, I think,
and we should continue to do it too, because
Absolutely.
these brands are also there to be admired, worn, appreciated.
Absolutely. But we also realize that at some point, when it comes to looking at a jewelry piece as an investment piece and then buying from places like this, we also realize that when and if ever there is a need to trade those pieces in, we don't necessarily get the same value back for your gold.
Yes.
Right. Let's discuss a little bit of that.
So, for example, and I do love my Van Cleefs and Cartiers, but the reselling market is of that if I don't have my Cartier box along with the authenticity card and the receipt, I will not get a proper buyback value, and at the end of the day the consumer is literally just paid for the volume of gold in the bracelet.
Right.
So we at Kiara have a very transparent charging policy where this is the value of the gold, this is the value of the stones put in, and these are our transparent making charges, on which we even come out with campaigns that you can bargain with the making charges, because that's our only profit in this. And we're very honest about our pricing and strategy. And we have a buyback policy, again, on the value of gold. So you can wear our piece, and you can buy it after, you can sell it back to us. Kiara will buy it back from you after years. And the beauty about gold is it appreciates every year in value.
Right, absolutely. What would you say, did you, when starting Kiara, did you find there was a gap in the market in terms of the traditional jewelry that we sort of grew up with, the pieces, the heirloom pieces that were given out to us, and the gap that we were getting to see from the younger generation or from people going and buying at Tiffany, that's the modern pieces?
Yes. So, for example, if I wanted something dainty and elegant, I'd go to a Western store.
Right.
And if I wanted something very Indian and ethnic, I'd fly down to India, to either Mumbai or to Delhi to buy from a heritage store. And now, not just Kiara, so many brands have been coming in and they're paying homage to East meets West. They are doing a lot of collaborations. We at Kiara have a dedicated team of designers and acquisition teams which work with a lot of artisans and try to incorporate the Indian heritage along with the Arabic heritage. So there is a piece for everyone's choice in design.
Choice. In terms of, let's discuss gold as women's power asset.
Yes.
Growing up, we were always told, stash a little money away, save, save, save. And then you would always find our grandmothers and, mums, like, you'd find tolas and tolas of gold coming out.
Yes.
Right? Do you find the younger generation somehow we've not been able to pass down those values onto the younger generation, onto the generation that's still coming up?
See, I was very devout in saving money, and I was very much into saving in SIPs, having fixed deposits, and then when I grew into my mid-20s, I wanted my diamond pieces, and I wanted all of those.
Yeah, because you want to wear your money, right?
Of course.
You want to see what you've worked for.
And what I started doing, Aisha.
Yes.
What I started doing was I'd buy 2 gold coins every month from my salary.
Right.
And just make a piggy bank, like an actual piggy bank of gold.
Right.
And at the end of the year, when I had saved roughly amounting 15,000 dirhams worth of gold coins, I'd go and buy myself a nice jewelry piece.
Right.
And that's sensible because by the end of the year, when the gold is at a nicer rate, it has appraised in value, and I can get a better piece which I can wear and enjoy. So gold for me is a great investment, and I think pre our session I was telling you, you buy a house and you live in it, and you outgrow it. The ceiling starts to fall, everything starts to fall, but the land has appreciated in value, and then the family decides, okay, let's sell it and let's buy a bigger plot and move to a nicer place, and then you enjoy the newer asset. So for me, gold is also an asset.
Right.
I may like this bracelet I'm wearing today. I will use it. I will scratch it. Then I'll go back to Kiara and say, let's exchange it. Let's see what gold rate I'm getting, and let's see if I can get a better piece in this value. So it's all about using your assets, wearing them, loving them, sharing your life journey with those assets, and then upgrading them.
As we should. Let's discuss diamonds and lab-grown diamonds, right? It's a conversation that I was having recently with my family. It seems like the diamonds have lost their shine and the lab-grown diamonds have come up substantially in comparison between the diamond and that. What do you have, like, what would your opinion be for someone that, for people, for many of us, that look at diamonds being still, we don't look at them as investments, but they literally something that we love having.
Yes.
Right? So what would you say with the pricing of the diamonds not holding its, or almost like the comparison for the diamond not having the same shine? I don't know if I can actually express myself in that way or not.
So, Aisha, I like to think of any form of diamond as cars.
Okay.
As soon as the value of a car,
you take it out of the showroom,
the value depreciates.
Right.
Okay.
It's very clever though.
Now, I may like a Rolls Royce, so it can be a D flawless VVS1 or internally flawless, whatever. A real valued, high priced, multi-million dollar diamond, which should be driven when you take out your Rolls Royce for a very special event. But for daily wear, you may take out your Tesla. And it's eco-friendly, and so are lab-grown diamonds. And your Tesla has a purpose. Let's say if I work in Abu Dhabi, I'd probably drive a Tesla every day to work, not a Rolls Royce, because it's eco-friendly, it's economical, it will sustain the wear and tear. So I like to think of lab-grown diamonds as being your daily wear diamonds. Instead of going only natural and this and that, I think everyone stashes things for the special occasions, and everyone has things for the daily wear. And I feel jewelry should be worn and adorned every day
as well.
So again, you have your special occasion days for, let's say, I would say, wedding days and all of those things. Wear the real ones.
Let's say for those that, let's take someone who has not much experience in terms of having invested in diamonds or lab grown, and I come to you at Kiara and I tell you, okay, I have X amount of money. I could possibly buy a really good stone and have it done in a nice setting, or I could invest in, for the same amount of money, I could get myself 3 lab grown diamonds or 4. It's just a hypothetical example because we're not actually comparing prices. What would you advise when it comes to that? Because from the naked eye, you would be able to see, but not everybody can. On my 10 fingers, I'm wearing diamonds and I'm wearing lab-grown diamonds, both, right? Okay. For someone who doesn't have much understanding and experience, but still want to put their money to good use and have an investment which pays back well after a few years, what would your suggestion be?
So I'd say invest in gold.
Okay.
So again, if you want to spend money just to look shiny, go for any form of diamonds,
right?
Be it lab grown or real,
right?
But if you want your investment to appraise, I'd say invest in gold jewelry.
Right.
That's the most sensible choice. And even at Kiara, we ask our customers, are you buying for an investment to sell off later? If so, then look at the gold pieces. And if you want for a special occasion, or if you want to stand out and you do not want to ever sell this piece, then invest in the diamonds and the lab growns.
Right. But let's say if I tell you, I still want to look shiny. I want to wear what I want to wear, but guide me in terms of what's a better decision, what's a better buy.
That's a tough one, right, Aisha? So for me, the best buy is gold. I'll be very honest.
Right.
Because it's of true to value.
Yes,
right?
Makes sense.
I don't know much about how the diamond market fluctuates. We read it on the news quite a lot, that the diamond value fluctuates quite a lot. There are lots of pricing variations in terms of buying back diamonds. That's where probably a lot of discord happens in terms of the value of the asset. Again, diamonds, if you want to sell them back, you need to have the certificates and all of that jazz. So I would again say gold is your go for gold.
Which will bring us to buys or investment buys, considering the times that we're in now.
Yes.
Right? Investment pieces. And it's funny how whenever you open up social media now, be it Instagram, be it TikTok, we're seeing a lot of Birkins, and we're seeing a lot of Pateks, and we're seeing a lot of Rolexes, and we're seeing all of those APs as investment buys, or Birkins. In the time where all of this is happening in front of us, how would you say gold still stands strong to what it's been for all these years, which we know? I know, coming from the generation that I come from, where I had my mother, my grandmother, during weddings, the background that we have, we know. But let's specifically discuss the young generation, the Gen Zs, the younger generation. How do we explain to them, or how do you make them see the value still of gold in comparison to other investment pieces that are?
So I think I can be singing everyone's song about my journey of buying my first Birkin, which was I had to create a relationship with my sales associate, who I love very much so.
In case they're watching.
In case they're watching. And buy a lot of unnecessary pieces, which I feel like I really don't need a cup plate set from Hermes.
Right.
Honestly,
Right.
I can just have nice cup plates
Yes.
from Home Centre too.
Yes. Yes.
And they do the job
Yes.
on making my coffee
So
look
do you
good.
think it has become a more, I'm trying to find the right word for it. Do you think it's become more an ego thing or more a thing of,
So I'll tell you,
Mm-hmm.
for me, these giant fashion conglomerates are a journey for every consumer
Mm-hmm.
to learn the history of the brand too.
right,
Okay? But I am also an advocate on if you are making sensible amounts of
Sensible
money,
choices.
once all your expenses and EMIs and everything is paid out, only then go to these
Absolutely.
brands and spend the money.
Right.
Be very sensible, because the last thing you want is to get into this wormhole of consumer behavior and FOMO, seeing social media and all the pressure social media creates on looking a certain way, wearing a certain style of herd community, that everyone needs to be a Birkin mom these days.
Yes.
Learn from the brands. That the sales associates, they try to teach you the heritage of an Hermes or a Patek or how the watch was made. Learn that, buy that, go through that journey with them. No one's asking someone to have a collection of Patek Philippe's by the age of 35.
Right.
That's insane. If
Yes.
you have the money,
Yes.
sure, be
Why
my
not?
guest.
Yes.
But it's all about sensible investments.
Right.
Again, touching upon these beautiful pieces of a Birkin and Kelly's and Audemars Piguet's, you wear these assets, right? You scratch them, you wear and tear. But no one's coming, you can't go back to the store.
In fact, I can't honestly, I mean, for me to be walking around with a Birkin and not having to scratch that would literally...
It is a task.
Yes, it is.
Right.
It is.
But these brands have great after-sale care,
Right.
which I adore and
Right.
appreciate quite a lot in terms of repair work and polishing and all the jazz. But no one has a buyback policy. We at Kiara
Have a
have a buyback policy. So you can wear your jewelry, scratch it to bits. It is gold, so it will sustain the wear and tear. And once it appreciates in value, buy something better.
Yeah. And redesign it to your
Absolutely.
heart's... Absolutely. To something else,
Yes.
something new, still holding on to its value. What would you say is the future vision for Kiara? What do you have in place, or where do you see the brand in the next 5 years?
So one decision we at our company made this year was not to go to the West.
Okay.
We wanted to expand to England and Europe, and we decided not to do that just because the support and love UAE has given. So this year we've decided to expand within UAE and MENA region, not go to the West, and not. We are a Dubai-based homegrown brand, and we try to honor all the love and support this country has given us, and we want to expand within the GCC.
That's beautiful. That's amazing. What message, other than what we've discussed here, would you like to sort of pass on to female-led brands or female founders or female entrepreneurs that are thinking of getting on the journey of entrepreneurship?
So I don't know why people feel that women don't support women.
Absolutely, I agree with you.
Because
I think they're the biggest supporters I know.
absolutely, because my mom and I so there is this preconceived notion that women are catty.
Yes.
But we're not.
We're not.
Really, we're not.
No.
We're nurturing people, from handling households
Absolutely.
to taking care of kids, taking care of your father, your brother, your siblings, to even it's. So for me, running a company is like running a house, right? If I'm spending 16 hours in my office, they're my family members. So it's literally a family again. And for female entrepreneurs, I think cut yourself some slack.
Agree.
Women are taking care of everybody.
Absolutely.
So I feel some days if you need a day off, take a day off and be verbal about it. I'm a very big advocate on if you need to rest, rest. If you need to say, hey, today I'm feeling low, say it. You need to be very
Kinder
verbal
to yourself.
And kindness has a return address too, right?
Absolutely.
So be kind to yourself. I don't think in this era we need to be tough and macho about
All
it.
the time. Yes. It's
We are in a
impossible.
very supportive environment, and people cut you some slack if you verbalize it.
And I think people around us will sort of return back what you're doing.
Oh, absolutely.
How you make yourself feel and how
Yes.
how you are to yourself, and that in turn mimics their behavior as well. Because one of the most common topics that we discuss on these couches are, especially amongst entrepreneurs, I mean, regardless, men or women, is this city can be brutal in terms of, entrepreneurship journey. We start comparing altogether all too quickly, in terms of, okay, well, this one's come in 2 years ago and they've achieved so much or had so much of backing or had this much of support. Whereas for me, it took me 3 years to get my head wrapped around what I wanted to do and figure myself out. Even though I came from a background of where I've already got like a few brands, I've run businesses, whatever, but still too, I find Dubai as a city purely because I feel the city has the best of the best from everywhere else in the world.
Absolutely.
So it's very, very difficult, even though only the best end up coming here, first of all.
Very true.
And the toughest need to survive. And it's a true test of your mental strength more than anything else.
So I come from a very high intense educational background, right? And it was a very competitive industry, medicine.
Right.
And I had to train my mindset and
Yes.
change it, that instead of looking at your contemporaries as your competition,
Right.
look at them for inspiration,
Right.
and your mindset becomes positive.
Absolutely.
Then you're not stemming from a point of any form of comparison or jealousy. You're learning from them.
Right.
Like I used to come second,
Right.
and one of my colleagues would come 1st. And I just loved her handwriting.
Right.
So I started to
mimic that.
her
yeah?
handwriting because it was just gorgeous.
Right.
And I thought probably that's the reason why she's getting better grades.
Right.
But if I would have been like, oh, she only comes first, I'm coming
Yes.
second, then I'm in
Yes.
this wormhole of
Yes.
being bitter
Yes.
and not improving my own self.
Absolutely.
So again, like other jewelry brands, yesterday itself we were at the show, and this gemstone guy comes up to me and he's like, "Madam, don't you get scared of all these sharks around you?" And I was like, it's amazing that they're not eating me, right?
I love that.
And I can learn how these sharks swim.
Yes.
So again, I'm getting very inspired. I'm not comparing what sales they did. I'm not comparing. I'm only saying, okay, last year I was doing this much sale. This year, God is kind.
Right.
So be grateful for your own growth and just take inspiration from everybody.
Absolutely.
And I tell you, I kid you not, sometimes we think someone is a shark, but if you go up to that shark and be like, hey, can you help me out? They might just help you out.
Absolutely. And also, I think what's so important to put that out there for the younger, or for and I keep saying younger, but it's actually not, because we're in the era where we have people that are in their 40s and 50s starting brands and businesses and all of that. So it's no more young or old kind of a thing. It's just the era of founders and brands-led businesses. And I think one of the things that so important for people to understand is when we stop comparing, we almost come out of that fight or flight mode, because
Yes.
if you're constantly looking at other people and things around you and comparing, comparison is obviously the thief of all joy. So you then end up coming out of that fight mode, and then you're like, okay, I'm going to do what I'm going to do and what's what's me and what my creativity is and what my strengths are, and you start focusing on that. And I always feel that in that way, yes, we all run businesses for money and for profits and all of that, but you've got to stick true to what your passion is.
Absolutely. Another great example is how this country and this city Dubai runs, right? Our founder and our head, he never compared what America's doing, what England is doing, what Singapore's doing. It was about making Dubai great.
Absolutely.
Making Abu Dhabi great.
Right.
Focused on their
Yourself.
own growth.
Absolutely.
Nowhere, I go to any country I travel to, we're sitting and discussing, oh, that political leader is not good, and this much tax, and that's not good, and this person's not good, and did you read what they said? Here in this country, because Sheikh Mohammed has made it so beautifully well organized, I just say, God bless Sheikh Mohammed.
Yes.
And the leaders of UAE. And I adore the safety and all the provisions this country provides, and I can do my work.
Absolutely.
I'm not worried about what
Somebody else
bombing
is
is happening in what country,
Absolutely.
what disputes are happening here and there. It's all safe and cordial to work with. So I think that's why Dubai is such a great country to do business in, because you're not worried about other geological factors.
Exactly. Absolutely. Ada, thank you so much for being here with us today. It was such a pleasure having this discussion with you. And more than anything else, I think if we can just pass down the message in terms of gold still remains as beautiful and as shiny as it was 100 years ago, like our grandmothers were. It may have changed its face and it may have changed the way it looks. We were actually, before we close it off, I actually want to discuss, you mentioned a few options in terms of the hollowness of certain gold, and so yes. I want to discuss that before. I want to actually...
Okay, so we at Kiara, we try to make sensible investment pieces for every price point. And since now Gen Z are all into bigger the better, we've started having hollow gold designs. So you'd see a lot of Western influencers wearing very chunky
similar to what you've got going on
or
there?
a chunky ring like this.
My eyes keep going back to that.
Yes, more than the diamond.
More than the diamond.
Gold is shinier.
Absolutely.
And what we try to do with our artisans is we've hollowed it out, so it's very light in gram weightage, and it looks very iconic in a statement piece, but it is beautifully economical in pricing.
Beautiful, stunning pieces. Thank you so much once again for being here. And it's been an incredible journey, as always, sitting here with some amazing entrepreneurs. We'll come back soon with another episode. Until then, thank you so much.